Hey students, this is Scott, and I'm just about to go through some slides for you, and we're going to then talk about them in class and all, but first thing first I want to show you some. And the first slide we have is, this is a type of connective tissue, and it's called adipose. This material that you see right out here in the middle, see that? Out in the middle here? This is all triglyceride, and the nucleus is all found just on the very edges. See right there? There's a nucleus there. Oh gosh, maybe there's a nucleus down here, you can see, but it's right there on the edge. So much triglyceride. So connective tissue, and this is adipose. Okay. Well, here's another one, and you can see again, connective tissue, adipose, lots of triglyceride right in the middle, all throughout. Okay, onward to the next. Alright, now what we have here is an artery, and it's a small one, but notice real quickly here some things that you notice about it. First of all, in the inside here, these little red things are erythrocytes, and that is connective tissue, and so the major tissue type is connective, and the specific type is blood. Now, next, look over here on the edge. See along the edge here, this very edge. So this is the lumen, and obviously this is the blood inside. So this very first layer, they often call it tunica intima, and you'll learn about that later. But we call this thing right here simple squamous, because they're flat cells and they are one cell layer thick. Okay, so let's go on. Next layer after that, as you move on through here, is out here, and this is major tissue type muscle, and the specific type is smooth. All arteries are going to have a very nice big layer of smooth muscle. The veins have less, and we'll see some of that in a moment. Okay, and then further out along the edge as we come down this way would be areolar connective tissue, and it just basically takes up space. We'll see some more of that in a little bit, but that's connective tissue, and we call that areolar. Okay. Alright, maybe this next one's better. Yeah, there we go, better. Alright, now let's look at some of these vessels that we have here. So, one of them, of course, is over here on the side. It's this one that you see back here. See that? Oh yeah, that's the artery again. See the really thick layer of smooth muscle? Now look over here, and you can see an entirely different one. This is a much thinner layer of smooth muscle, rather large lumen, and this is a vein. So it's just a little bit different shape, different structure there. Okay. Alright, onwards. Okay, here we are back with an artery again. So let's do it again. Let's see if you can see all the different parts here. Get a good let's see if you can get it. Yeah. Okay, so number one, when you go through, in the middle, right there, is going to be the blood. So that's connective tissue, and the specific type is blood. And again, along the edge, let's see if I got it there. There we go. Along the edge, this whole edge, again, is the simple squamous. Epithelial is the major. Specific is simple squamous. Let me see if I can zoom just a bit. Sometimes I can get a little closer. I don't know if it'll help much, but let's give it a go. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. You can see, yeah, maybe like that. Yeah, anyway, I guess you could just barely make it out. But they're really thin right there. One layer, simple squamous. And then again, out here, as you see, major tissue type is muscle, and this is smooth muscle. Okay? And let me just pan across this tissue slide. Oh my goodness, what do we see right here on the edge? Yeah, that would be adipose. Right there. So major tissue type connective, specific type would be adipose. And in this area beyond the smooth muscle that you see right there, out here would be some more areolar connective tissue. Okay, so go on to the next one. Alright, and oh yeah, here, let me zoom again, just a little bit. Oops. There we go. And again, so panning through, you can see this is just, like I say, this is just a cut section through, and you can see some of the, you see adipose here, it's really common. And again, the reticular is off here on the edge, not reticular, but the areolar. And here we have the smooth muscle, and we got the blood, and we have the simple squamous again. Lots of adipose in this cross section. Look at that, tons and tons of adipose. And I'm pretty certain that we got some other interesting things here too. That looks like maybe some nerves, possible. And over here you can see a big vein. Let's look across over here, and you can see another big vein over this way. And you can see all the erythrocytes inside there. So this blood in here. Okay. Move on. What else we can see? Oh, this is an interesting one. I don't know if you can see it well. These are chromosomes. I know we talked about them in class, and I thought I'd show you a picture of what they might look like after you do the staining and everything. And these are a bunch of different chromosomes that are all through here. Let me try to zoom up a little bit. Maybe you can see them a little better. Ooh, see that? Sort of like that. Kind of hard to see. But anyway, those are chromosomes. And you can see a nucleus right over here on this side. Okay, onward. More chromosomes. Okay, good. All right, next. Oh, here's another type of tissue. Major tissue type is connective, and the specific type here is osseous, and this is bone. And you can kind of tell because of the structure on the sides, and with the opening in here in the middle. You can see that structure, many different radiating lines going through. This is osseous tissue. Okay, bone. Don't call it bone. It's osseous. All right. Oh, now we got some muscle. So let's see what we got here. So with the muscle, you got to look closely, and I got to show you just something here to look for in this particular kind. If you look right along here, there are these very interesting looking lines that form. Let me zoom in again, see if I can get a better zoom on this slide. This was a slide that was hard to get. It always is. It seems like they doctor it oftentimes when you see them in books. But this is what it really looks like when you actually look at the tissue. And you have to use your imagination a little bit. It's kind of branched is one thing. You don't really see a lot of striation, but it does have some striation in the tissue. Gotta kind of use your imagination a little bit, but if you look, there are some very specific little cross-hatching that we have up on top. And that's and then simultaneously, we have these things called intercalating disc, which form these little lines. Let me show you one. So again, so you're like right there, you can see a little line going across there. And let me see, maybe get some better ones over here. There's another one over there. They're kind of like purple. You can see right there. There's another one up there. These are intercalating discs, and this is cardiac muscle. So major tissue type is muscle. Specific type is cardiac. Okay, next. Oh, there's another one of cardiac. And another thing you can kind of notice is the fibers are branched. So take a look here, and you can see some branching on them. And again, a little bit of striation up on top, and it also has these intercalating discs. There's one, there's one, there's one. And that's cardiac muscle. Okay. Next. All right, and again, here's some tissue that you can look at. It's kind of interesting, and there's a lot of maybe epithelial tissue along the edge. It looks like some kind of, I don't know, simple squamous or something there. Okay, let's go on to another one. Oh, here's an interesting one. Let me zoom up a little bit. Maybe that'll make it easier to see. Go up a little bit. I don't know. And one thing you see on these are some very strange little cells here that are round with a little, almost like a looks like a pomegranate seed inside, like little dots like that. And this is connective tissue also, and we call this cartilage. This particular kind is hyaline cartilage. All right. Oh, and here's another. You can still see some more cartilage over here, but another thing to watch is going along this edge, and you can see the simple squamous cells right along the edge. So major tissue type here would be epithelial, and the specific type would be simple squamous. And these other things out here would be cartilage. Okay, and here's another. You can see some blood. Again, you can see some edges here where you see the epithelial tissue, and there's some areolar connective tissue inside here. Okay. Oh, there we go. This is a nice one here. Now, this debris out here actually is digestive waste, and this is the digestive tract. These cells, they go from there to there, and there's a single cell from that along these, with the nuclei staying dark. So what we have here is what's called simple columnar, because they're column-shaped cells, and there's only one row of them, right? And oftentimes in this kind of tissue, when you look at, you can see the nucleus. They kind of all line up, and they're really in a line as we go through here. Okay, so this is simple columnar, and the major tissue type here is epithelial. Okay, let's go on another picture of it. And over here on the side. Now notice the shapes of the cells are different here. This is not columnar or squamous. This is cuboidal, believe it or not, because they're sort of squarish sort of cells. See that going along here? So you see nucleus, 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 and the actual cell would be like this. Let me use my, so you can see. So maybe better to zoom. Just a second. Okay, yeah. So when you look closely here, the actual cell is going to be, there's the nucleus, and so the cell would come across like this, and like this, 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 and this, with these being the nucleus. Nucleus are kind of round, and the cells are squarish. Simple cuboidal. Okay, more simple cuboidal, you can see going through there. Okay. Believe it or not, this is blood. If you take the blood cells, these are the hematopoietic stem cells that we see in blood, and where this is located is in the bone marrow. So we took the bone, and the bone was dissolved, and all you see are these really big stem cells that are down here that are going to end up giving rise to the erythrocytes and the leukocytes and the platelets. So let's go on. Aha, here's an interesting kind. So if you look closely, it's got this big old, I don't know, like a pomegranate, or maybe shark's eye. A lot of people have different ways to recognize this. But again, major tissue type here is connective. Specific type here is going to be